the what's it called? So many instances of me doing shorter streams or cutting off early just because like this game's a lot when it's just constant cutscenes and you're constantly reading and not doing, and like that like cuts into me a little bit because I'm used to and more likely to enjoy games where you're constantly like doing something like action RPGs. So it's just the consistent, you know, when it's a 3-hour stream and 2 hours of it was cutscenes and dialogue, it's just a lot. So that's why we ended up cutting a lot of those a little bit shorter than they were supposed to be. But the YouTube stream is up and we are good to go. So let's start our dialogues.
I've never even forged a butter knife before.
Stop it!
Perhaps Forge Master Luber's having fun at my expense.
I wouldn't put
I
it
remember
past
this
him.
side quest.
Neither would I. Oh, wait. Are you Clive?
That's me.
Sorry, my mind was elsewhere.
Oh,
I'm Sava, Master Luber's least accomplished apprentice. Soon to be former apprentice if I don't pass this test. Maybe I'm just not the resourceful type.
maybe not.
People are buying up weapons faster than the Briar's Kiss can forge them, and here I am, unable to make a decent bit of kitchenware. He wants me to make a carving knife, one that embodies the spirit of Dalamil. Whatever that's supposed to mean. I don't suppose you have any idea what he's on about, do you?
I'm afraid not.
Never mind. Thought I'd ask. It was that or pack my bags.
I could give
Could
you a
give
hand.
you a hand if you like. I know how busy the Briar's Kiss has been, and that Lubor needs all the capable hands he can find.
I'd be a fool to refuse.
So,
Yes, you would be.
where do we start?
Good question. If I'm honest, I've never made any kind of knife before. And then there's this little riddle to keep in mind. The spirit of Dalamil. Nothing is ever simple with that man.
Nope.
The way I see it, there's only one way we'll be solving Lubor's puzzle. We need information. The more the better.
You're right.
Yeah, makes sense.
There's no point fumbling in the dark, I suppose. Now, who to speak to first? Well, there's plenty of folk in Dalamil who use knives for a living. There's the butcher, of course, and any number of cooks. They're bound to have an opinion or two about the tools of their trade.
Most likely.
Right. I think we have a plan. Let's get to it, shall we? I'll talk to every cook I can find. You speak to the butcher, and anyone else you can think of.
I can do
Right.
that.
Good luck.
Let's hope that someone says something useful.
Sound all right.
Trust Lubor to take a simple test and turn it into a riddle. I'd better get to it.
I heard the sound of child falling in the next room and was not okay with believing her when she said, I'm all right. But she's all right. All right. That's what side quest started. Hey, Lubor.
Clive! To what do I owe the pleasure?
I just wanted to see how the town's been faring since you brought everyone together.
Since we brought everyone together, all is absolutely wonderful. Conrad and Natalie's hands remain safely away from each other's throats
It's good.
and firmly at the helm. Our stores are full, and the bandits still too disorganized to raid them.
Okay.
Just as the good Lady Jane and Lord Underhill intended.
Are you a lord? Lubor's going to be one too.
Is
They're
that
going
so?
to make him the Lord of Dalamil. Because of how he stopped all the grown-ups from fighting.
It's the mayor of Dalamil, dear child, and the vote hasn't taken place just yet. But if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And my first act will be to build a school so that menaces like you two learn not to interrupt your elders. Speaking of menaces, there may be a rather worrying one just over the horizon.
May there indeed.
I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting aside their differences and presenting a united front might have caught the bandits' attention.
Oh, is
And
that so?
they might have elected to take a similar approach. They have formed what one could call a League of Outlaws, and they grow more organized by the day.
We'll
That's,
fight them all off just like last time.
something to be worried
No matter
about.
how many of them there are. Won't we, Lubor?
Of course we will. If we continue to work together, we can overcome any challenge we choose to face. The longer we avoid facing this one, the more difficult it will be. Until the only way to overcome it might be to run for the hills. Our
Okay.
best hope is to nip these efforts at organization in the bud. By finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join the cause, and ensuring that they never do. Perhaps a certain Lord Underhill might be willing to lend us his aid one...
Sure.
How could I refuse?
Thank you, my lord. Victor will fill you in on the particulars. I have him stationed by the desert gate, receiving and collating reports from my scouts. Such an amenable soul. He reminds me of you.
I'll go and speak with him.
Sweet. So we have one quest about the knife. We have a quest about
What's the
bandits in the desert.
League of Outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition. People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
We have follow-up for Karen's quest. Let's see. That's closed. Oh, wait.
My reputation will be ruined! Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Hey, he's got a point.
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
I mean,
Radim!
I wouldn't be either.
Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
Totally.
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? No, no, no. That's just how his lordship is.
Gross.
Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see.
Uh-oh.
The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
And I
So you were
suppose
robbed.
a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen. Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
It's fair enough,
Condition
I
would
would
be
think.
a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went.
I did not, no.
Nope.
Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them.
The bandit's bed.
The bandit's bed.
That's
Every ill-gotten
quite a
coin
name.
in Dalamil is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak
You
to
know,
Lord Ignac in your absence.
I've
and
heard
arrange for an
the
audience
word
upon your
disreputable
triumphant return.
so many times,
That will be very kind
but
of
every
you.
time I like read it when
Farewell.
I see it on a
And best of
piece of
luck.
paper or something, I always think to say disreputable. And I don't know why I feel that need to like put the that emphasis on the P. Or on the U, I guess, would be. Alright.
Everything's back the way it was.
Fresh silks from the
Mustard and mandrake, saffron.
What do you got for us?
Without so much as a by your leave.
What's the matter?
It's my apprentice. He up and vanished while my back was turned. I'd go and look for him myself, but I've got a bakery to run. A bakery that's now short one pair of hands.
It's rough.
Loath though I am to rely on the kindness of strangers, I'm at a loss. Please, will you see if you can find him?
Sure. I'm in a
I'll see what I can do.
side questing
Where he
mood.
might have gone.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was off somewhere mooning at Drake's Fang. He used to work there, you see. Poor fool left his heart in its hollow.
All right. Then that's where I'll start.
Fair enough. Quest accepted. Use your loaf. It's a funny quest name. Always like it when
Hard to find goods.
developers can actually make good, clever quest names.
All those years of toil. Every coin I've ever earned is tied up in this place.
You all right?
The baths are closed. Leave me be. On second thought, perhaps you are just what I need. Might your services be for hire?
That depends on the job.
I'd have you save my business. The baths. The water's turned scalding hot and all the crystals in Dalimil wouldn't be enough to cool it. I've no doubt that my woes stem from the water's source. But I can't go and investigate for fear of my customers thinking I've abandoned the place.
Which is
I'm bound
wild.
to these baths in more ways than one. I beg of you. Don't...
It's wild to
All
think
right.
that, like,
I'll go and take a look.
obviously it's a game,
It's not
but
far.
there were
Leave the
places
market by the
legitimately
south
like
gate.
this.
The smell of sulfur will guide you the rest of the way. These baths are all that keep me from an ignoble end in a debtor's prison. My livelihood, my very life, is at stake.
You get it. I already know the problem with the baths, but we get it.
We need someone who can bring the whole town together.
Gilbert, take this
Hey,
crystal.
Goops.
I know something more. What's it worth to you?
Clive, listen! I found someone who says he's heard the rumours about Nan.
Have you?
Go on. Tell him what you told me.
All right. It's like I said. A wizened old crone by the name of Karen's been selling steel to whoever will pay her price, be they knight or knave. Says the more swords and spears she puts in people's hands, the more war they'll wage. And the more war being waged, the more call for swords and spears. And who will they all turn to keep them in steel? Why, the good Reaper herself.
And you've seen this Reaper at work.
Aye, it just so happens I have. You'll find her right here plying her trade most days.
Here in Dalimil. Where exactly?
She has a stall here in the market, but if you're not the patient type, you can probably find her at her storehouse on the edge of town. But it'd be a bolder man than me that braved that particular nest of vipers. Feeling bold, traveler? I hope so, for your sake.
Okay.
Now, if that's all, I have places to be.
Sorry to have kept you.
You don't think Nan's the Reaper, do you?
Not unless she's discovered the secret of how to be in two places at once.
Eh? What do you mean?
Lady Karen hasn't left the hideaway in weeks. So who has been running this stall he spoke of?
Good question. I'll go and have a look.
And I'll visit this storehouse on the edge of town.
All right, but be careful, Clive.
Right, Goots.
You too,
You be
Goots.
careful too, man. I have an objective right over there.
No
Oh.
more use than the bearer I sold to buy it. Ah, well, can always buy another. But at least I don't have to feed it.
I always thought it was the blessing I'd miss if the fang fell, not the miners.
Yes.
All right.
You could always count on them not knowing the
All right.
price of
Bloop.
anything.
And we also have to find the people to talk to about the spirit of Dalimil. Genuine cactus needles imported from across the sea.
I had a hell of a time getting this thing to light.
Hmm. It's annoying that you can't just jump over that.
Everything's back the way it was.
Let's see, is this one of the people I need to talk to? It is.
Welcome, sir. What can I do you for?
A question, if you don't mind. I need to know what makes a good carving knife.
You a blacksmith or something?
Something, I suppose.
Fair enough. Knives, is it? First and foremost, it's got to hold an edge. Most knives will make
Obviously.
it through fat, no problem, but sinew dulls cheap steel in no time. Give me a blade which can slice through anything that crosses my chopping block, and I'm a happy woman.
So a knife that stays sharp. Makes sense.
Obviously.
When the Fang fella took my livelihood with it.
Don't feel like that's exactly rocket science, you know what I mean?
I still can't quite believe it. Lord Kupka.
Lord Kupka. Well, Lord Kupka's gone.
Gilbert, take this crystal. It's no more use
Ah, here's the other guy, I think.
What is it? I'm in no mood for chatter.
Sorry. Do you mind if I ask your trade?
Hunter, why?
I have a question. Can you tell me what makes a good carving knife? I assume you use one out in the field.
Wouldn't be surprised if he said the same thing.
Has to be able to put up with some punishment. Can't be dealing with a brittle blade, not while I'm on the hunt. If your knife snaps every time you use it, you'll be spending coin as fast as you make it. Times are hard enough as it is.
Thank you. I won't keep you any longer.
All business, eh? Man after my own heart.
So, a carving knife should be hard-wearing and hold an edge. Hardly a revelation. Let's hope Sava had better luck than I did.
Alright, and then I go back here, don't I, for the other quest? I guess not, but there's a chest back here. Okay, that's the hot water. That's Rutherford's colleague. That's the use your loaf. An eye for an eye. Okay, that's on the other side there. All right.
Good day, my lord.
Let's see. Wow, I'm out of everything.
Here you are.
What were we doing last stream that I used up all my healing items?
Here you are. An excellent choice.
Cool. I just don't need the elixirs.
Nothing to report. Same as yesterday.
Same as yesterday. Oh look, you can already see what the problem is with the hot springs. Let's see. This is...
Someone's got himself in trouble.
Okay. Hello.
I don't see your master here, so you can start by giving us all the coppers in your purse.
I already told you, I have nothing.
Then maybe we'll take that pretty outfit and the steel you're wearing.
Or maybe not.
Please! These men are trying to rob me!
No.
Thank you.
You that one's master, then? If you'd kindly pay the coin he owes us, we can pretend you didn't draw your blade on Republican soldiers.
Or you can go back to your garrison and I won't report you to your captain.
Oh, you're more than welcome to. He hasn't had many visitors since we slit his throat.
Makes sense. Sorry, I'm trying to open something over here. do a little bit more magic here, because why not? Punisher over here. That it? Looks like it. Easy. Not a very fulfilling piece of combat, but good nonetheless.
I'd expect as much from Hugo's faithful, but these were men of the fist.
Mm-hmm.
Much has changed in the Republican army since they lost their rock.
You've seen this kind of thing before, then?
Many times. I was sent here to observe the situation.
You're one of Rutherford's men. He sent me to look for you.
Well, then you have my thanks. I fancy I could defend myself against one, perhaps two, but a whole regiment.
Nope.
I arrived in Dalimil several days ago, but when I called upon the captain of the local garrison to make inquiries, his men confiscated my effects and locked me in a cell.
The captain is no more.
Fortunately, I was able to bribe my way free. Only to be stopped again by those soldiers you so kindly dispatched.
What of the Fist's Central Command? Surely they wouldn't allow such lawlessness amongst their
My
ranks.
girlfriend is very mean, guys.
I would imagine they are unaware of it. Most of the army has fallen back to the capital and hunkered down behind her walls. Those who weren't recalled now rule the fringes unchecked, answering to no one but themselves.
Then it's worse than we imagined.
I can't hear you.
We should return
I'm
to
not
this
gonna
area.
try.
It's not safe here.
I'll find a caravan heading north. You won't mind if I borrow one of these soldiers' coin purses?
Not at all. Now, to find this second associate of Rutherford, if he was bound for Oriflamme, I'll start at Northridge
right.
and see if I can pick up his trail.
The other side of the map. We're not going to worry about him right now. Let's handle the bombs. Let's go around and handle the bombs. What was that? You love me? I know, I love you too. Such a wonderful relationship. So perfect. Full of love and kindness. And not disdain.
That explains the heat.
Oh. Just take one of you out with this. Why don't you guys come closer to me? Yeah, just come over here. Stand still for a second. I'm surprised that didn't give me a precision dodge.
Out of the frying pan.
Bum, bum. It's a big bomb. Oh, he's got bomb capabilities because he is the same enemy. Limit break. I'm just limit breaking primarily to restore some health. Not because I feel like I really need to for this enemy. But free healing where I don't have to use a potion is just one of those things that I'm going to take advantage of every time.
Let's cool things down a bit.
Obviously, it
That's
helps
enough
that,
to keep
you
the
know,
baths from boiling.
I have a giant freaking laser whenever I need it. I see a chest. So I'm gonna open it. Yay. All right. We have the use your loaf to do over here. So we're going to go ahead and take care of that before we go back to town and do things on the north side. In fact, we can chocobo up here to get to the loaf faster. Pretty sure we're also going to get attacked by an elite mark when we pass through the cave. If I remember correctly. There is an elite mark guardsman on the other side of it. Oh. I went the wrong way. Bum, 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 bum. I want to go this way. Pretty sure there's still, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's still the same thing that I was thinking of though. You go through this cave and on the other side there's a mark. It's one of the sand militia ninjas. He's right there. We'll take care of him while we're here. That was actually one of the last things that I did on the original save before I stopped.
Straight home now.
The Nine of Knives. Did I lock on? Can't remember what button it was to lock on. Oh. Let's power on through this. Oh. Come on. Judgment Bolt for a nice big chunky hit there. Oh. Oh. Ow. It's a good thing I got all of those healing upgrades. I'd be in a pretty sorry spot if I didn't. Oh, is that it? I didn't think his health was that low yet. I guess I wasn't paying close enough attention. Level up. What are we, 45 now? No, 41. All right.
Those who kill for sport deserve no
And
better.
we're going to go this way. There's our use your loaf guy. Sitting on the edge. Hey, man. What up? What you got? What's on your mind?
Excuse me.
What do you want?
The baker sent me to find you.
I am a sorry, selfish sod, aren't I? Certainly not a baker. Master must rue the day he took me in.
Not at all. I was worried about you.
Time was the sight of the fang used to calm my nerves. But now look at her.
I take it you missed the mother crystal.
I hated her. But she was all I knew. Worked her mines for years. And when she shattered, part of me shattered with her.
No way
I
to
had
live.
trade my pickaxe for a rolling pin. But I'm no good at baking. Every loaf I touch collapses. My bread's as hollow as I am. She was the only thing that could fill the hole inside me.
Hmm.
I loved her, damn it. But
Maybe
now
that
she's
should be the
gone.
selling point of your bread.
She's never coming back.
That it's hollow.
What am I supposed to do? I ask her. How does a shell of a man learn to live again?
Focusing on your work.
Focus on the job at hand. Think about what you can do right now.
What use is proofing loaves when... Wait. Perhaps the solution has been in the bakery all along.
Perhaps.
You've opened my eyes. Thank you, friend, and fare thee well.
Okay.
Wait.
I'm gonna take a
Suppose you
quick
won't be needing an escort
2-minute break. 3-minute break. So I can go fill up my water bottle. And because I wanna get back to making sure that I'm taking breaks. So I'll see you guys in 3 minutes. All right. Back. Report to Matai for use your loaf. Hey, buddy. Found your guy.
There you are. The man who lit a fire under my wayward apprentice.
Yep.
Though I worry you might have stoked the flames a little too high. He damn near ran me down trying to get to my oven.
Master,
Better than
it's ready.
nothing.
Behold the Drake's Balm. A truly unique creation.
I dare say it is.
Just look at it. A perfect likeness of the Fang herself. Her steeple peaks, her fulsome spurs, her inviting hollow. True, my loaves collapse more often than not, but what's the Fang without her crater? Why, no Fang at all. And look, inside. She's filled to bursting with a bounty of beautiful crystals. Salt crystals! Master, I have
Sounds pretty good.
found my purpose. I must use my work here to preserve the memory of the Fang.
Well, if it tastes half as unique as it looks, I'd certainly say you're onto something. Not only is my apprentice back, but he's finally pulling his weight. With any luck, I might even have a new delicacy on my hands. I don't know how you did it, but you have my thanks.
Why not try it? Maybe now we'll just randomly hear like people in the town talking about it in like side conversations. Because like
Now,
we obviously can't.
I know you're keen, but do you have to use the good salt? Leave some for the rest of us.
Sorry, Master. I'll go and get some more later.
Okay. And we can turn in the hot springs.
Fella took my livelihood with it.
There he is. The man. I was hoping we'd be seeing you again. The baths grow more bearable by the moment. It won't be long now before we are back to business as usual.
Well,
I'm glad to hear it.
Now, tell me this. What did you find at the terraces? What threatened to make me a pauper?
Not what I expected, that's for certain.
just some bombs, you know. demons.
You tell a fine story. That's not to say I don't believe you, though. Creatures made of flame, eh? That's something new to worry about. But I burdened you with my worries enough already. Here, a small something by way of thanks. Right. It's high time I got back to work. With a little luck, the day might yet be salvaged.
There you go. Positive attitude. That's what we want. This bring this down a couple notches. All right. I'm all right with that for lighting. I am definitely going to have to fix my lighting situation at some point. To better represent how I want my lights to work. Now we just have to go this way. Let's go to the blacksmith and talk to the apprentice.
Mustard and mandrake. Silk from the Canva caravan. What's the difference between a lord and a mayor?
Isn't Canver gone?
How'd it go? You learn anything useful, or should I be looking for a new trade?
Only that a blade should be durable and stay sharp. But I don't see how that relates to the spirit of Dalamil.
I didn't have much luck either. All the cook said was that he needs his knives to be light. Too heavy and they do his shoulder in.
So we're no better off than when we started. Perhaps Lubor didn't mean anything with his Dalamil remark, but that can't be right. I've bandied enough words with the man to know that he chooses them carefully. No. We must be missing something. Something right in front of our noses, most likely.
No doubt you're right, but I have to make a start soon. I can't put off making this knife forever.
Agreed. Lubor wouldn't like that much.
Right. I've been trained to work iron. The cheap stuff, mind. But it's hardy enough if you don't hammer it too thin, and it sharpens up nicely with a bit of effort. Trouble is, it's either durable or it's light. Meaning someone is going to be disappointed. Forge Master Lubor.
But iron doesn't have to be the
Is
way.
there no one else you can turn to? Someone who knows their metals, perhaps?
The other apprentices know better than to help me with my test. But maybe there is someone I could turn to. A merchant. A favorite of Forge Master Lubor's, who sells metals to tradesmen passing through the Velcro. I bet she'd know a thing or two.
Sounds good. Cool. So he's there now. So now we have 2 northern objectives. Let's go over here and get this one done before we venture out to our 2 northern ones, since it's separate.
Those ne'er-do-wells want to band together.
Time to brave the Viper's Nest.
More or less.
Just you, is it? Thought I might have laid it on a bit thick.
It was a fairly unconvincing tale. So, what now?
That's up to you. Die a slow death, or a quick one. Boys, he's all yours. But that sword is mine.
I don't think you've made a very smart decision. Especially since your boys look like they're working with pretty subpar equipment. All right. What have I got for you guys? I've got this. Two down. Here, have this. Oh, apparently it focused on that guy instead of this guy. Easy. All right. I have so much ability points to spend too.
Oh, you've done it now.
Go on. Tell me what I've done.
When the Borgwin finds out you've killed his men,
The Borgwin?
he'll have your head. He only
And
wanted
who's the
that bull of a
Borgwin?
manservant, the dim one always clinging to Karen's skirts. You weren't even supposed to be here. Who the hell are you anyway?
What were you going to do to him?
The Borgwin wanted him to get to Karen. I was only supposed to point the lamp in the right direction once he arrived in Dalamil. But then you turned up. Well, go on then. If you're going to end me, end me.
You're not worth the effort. Now be gone, before I change my mind.
Fair enough.
Fucking coward!
I need to find Goots. Right now.
Sure, just killed him. I don't know. Do they sell fresh attitudes?
Get your filthy paws off me, you naughty pated lout!
Stop calling me names! And stop spreading them horrible lies about Nan!
Well, that will be easy enough. For they are not lies. Every last word is true. And she must pay for her crimes in blood.
Lord!
Goose, are you all right?
He's gonna kill Nan! He said she had to pay in blood!
After what she did, it is only right. She ruined my life and the lives of countless others. That loathsome harpy's very existence is a crime. And I will not allow it to
Stop and
continue.
Shop brand, but
Goots, was it? I have no quarrel with you. Only with your employer. Run along now. You need not pay for her sins.
Finishing up this.
No,
No?
I don't care what she did. I won't let you hurt Nan. Promise me you won't hurt her, or I'll
I don't know.
kill you
Maybe
myself.
like a good chip or something.
Goots, no.
Like the barbecue Doritos.
Enough, all of you.
But how
You
did
saw.
you?
I'm still working on it.
You're a sight less clever than you think you are, the pair of you. Did you think I wouldn't notice the two of you slinking off together? Well, the whole thing got me thinking, who in Dalamil might bear me a grudge? And a certain snivelling shit I ran afoul of in my fairy years came to mind. Though it was just Bogan back then, wasn't it? I thought the years might have taught you some sense, but I see you're the same pants pissing craven you've always been. What was it we called you?
Dang, Karen.
Wet legs.
You bitch! Everything that happened, it was all your fault. And now you'll finally pay for what you did to me!
Oh, yeah?
Goose, you...
If you want a piece of Nan, you'll have to go through me.
Fuck!
You great galoot. Out of the way, I can handle this myself. So, wet legs. You remember what you told me when we last met? An eye for an eye. Wise words, Sam. Wise words. And now, it's time to collect.
Dang, Karen. Just took his eye out.
Sorry to
Don't
keep
mess
you
with Karen.
waiting.
Is he...
Dead? No. But I reckon he wishes he was. It ain't easy going through life one eye short of a pair. After all, I should know.
You don't mean...
Oh, don't tell me you didn't notice. Lost it to old Wet Legs back when we were working the same routes. Said I'd stolen from his strongbox. I'd done nothing of the sort, mind. But that didn't stop him taking his little revenge. So I took some of my own. Sorry, lost everything. His coin, his clients. Always knew he'd be back one day to claim his due. But he crossed a line dragging poor Goots into this. He didn't hurt you, did he?
No, Nan. Still got all my arms, see? Legs too. But what if he comes back again?
What if he does? First we take the other eye, then we work our way down. He'll learn his lesson soon enough. But something tells me the Wet Legs has learned it already. Right. Let's get you back to the hideaway. You've attracted quite enough attention already. Ta-ra, Clive.
It's so random.
Remind me never to cross you, Karen.
Alright. Now we go here, and then we go here, and then we teleport here and work our way in this direction.
We need someone who can bring the whole town together.
When the Fang fella took my
Bow,
life.
bow, 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 bow,
One
bow.
thing you've learned,
Bow,
do something.
bow,
No
bow,
mustard
bow.
and
Fresh silks from the canvas caravan.
Bum, 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 bum. And of course, here comes the other problem, right?
Run like the wind.
Going back to what I was talking about earlier with why this is taking so long to get through this game. There's just other stuff that needs to get done. Like, I started playing WoW again, right? And I didn't get nearly all the stuff I wanted to do last week done with weeklies and the weekly quests and everything, which was super unfortunate. And so I have to try to get it done this week. And actually be on
Any
top of
luck?
it.
Or will you be needing help with your bags?
Well, I asked her, but... you tell him.
If you're looking to make a knife that will impress a master like Lubor, there are options, they're just not that viable. Featherlight adamantite knives will get passed from generation to generation, never needing so much as a lick of the whetstone, but adamantite ore is unique to ash, so it doesn't come cheap.
And it's beyond my skill to handle.
Unique to Ash. Are there any materials unique to Dalamil? Something which could be mixed with iron to refine it. Make it lighter.
What are you getting at?
You said that Lubor trained you to work iron. Then that's what he'll expect you to use. But he would have known that it would either be too heavy or too brittle for a carving knife. Perhaps his Dalamil remark wasn't a riddle.
Perhaps.
But a hint.
If it's cheap metal you're using, then there's always limestone, I suppose. Folk first settled Dalamil to get at her mineral deposits.
Okay.
And if you know the trick, it can be melted down in the furnace to drive out impurities from low-quality iron.
Bloody hell! That must be it! I don't suppose you know the trick, do you?
It's hardly my speciality, but I've been around enough blacksmiths to know how it works.
Cool.
Looks like I've got some learning to do. Clive, I hate to ask after all that you've done for me.
The limestone? Fine. I can hardly abandon you now. Besides, I want to know if this is the answer to Lubor's little riddle.
I can't thank you enough, Clive. You'll have no trouble finding limestone over in the terraces. The place is bloody made of it.
Then I suppose I'll meet you back at the forge.
Right you are. So, do you...
Where's he sending me? Okay, just on the other side of town.
Crush it
Okay.
up or just throw it in the furnace?
Chocobo?
Fly, Ambrosia.
Yeah, so as I was saying, just it's one of those unfortunate things when you choose to play a bunch of games that have weekly things for you to do. And I've discussed it a couple times in the past. That's gotta be a mark, right? Like an Akashic curl in the middle of the desert. I guess not. Weird to me that it isn't, but whatever. Yeah, like not getting to do time walking on all my characters I wanted to do it on last week super sucked. And then spending all day Sunday in Warframe because I was trying to get my Incarnans last week because it was two of the ones that I really cared about. Super sucked. So, just a thing when you're constantly prioritizing these kinds of games. Hit you with this. Oh, I didn't even hit him with a judgment bolt. Will of the Wakes last for freaking ever, man. Later. Could have probably ended it if I had hit him with it the first time. All right.
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Dalamil.
All right. Perfect. And that took me right back to where I needed to be.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What should I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
That's a callback to the beginning of the game.
Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your den. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right. Speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one.
Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins.
Okay.
And is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does.
Okay.
Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow.
That's kind of useless.
All sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness.
All right.
A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. The secret ingredient.
Of course.
Why, when it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered, take this, together with my regard, the very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Nice.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepared ourselves to depart.
So it is. I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he is hard at my heels.
Who could it
There
be?
are many other collectors out there.
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield. And is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Thank you again for your assistance. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right there.
Wonderful. What did our uncle do?
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we?
We will get to that. But I do believe we have more to do. Let's go get our whetstone.
Do some. I know you.
When the Fang fell, it took my livelihood with it.
We need someone who can bring the whole town.
Alright. I'm going to restock on potions while I'm passing this lady because that's just the smart thing to do.
Here you are.
I wish there was a quick restock button.
Same as yesterday.
Probably is one and I just haven't noticed it. Here we go. Limestone. Yoink. Yoink. And yoink. Perfect.
Not like another. But hopefully this is what Sava needs.
Let's travel to Sava real quick. Because we're just going to run back there anyway.
I wasn't sure how much you'd need, but I hope this is enough.
Here you are, sir.
You are one of the good ones, you know that. You and that merchant both, she's got quite a gift for teaching that one. Now, time to see if limestone is the secret weapon we were hoping for.
Excuse me.
That'll do, I reckon.
It's a rough knife,
forged
dude.
From the very rocks of Dalamil. Her spirit, if you will.
It's a fine-looking blade.
Is
I
it?
hope Master Lubor agreed.
That sounds like my cue. And just as well. I was getting tired of waiting.
I'm sorry, Forge Master Lubor.
Let's take a look then, shall we? First things first, Sava, do you think this is a carving knife worthy of the fine people of Dalamil?
I'd like to think so. But what do you think?
What do I think indeed? It's sharp-ish, but it won't last long with hard use. And it's heavy, heavier than it should be. You might not think it just to hold it for a moment, but sell that to a cook and you'll never hear the end of it. It looks like someone paid a visit to the terraces. The limestone was a step in the right direction, granted, but one that still leaves you short of the mark.
Okay.
I was so certain I had it all worked out.
I don't know who you found to teach you that little trick, but it certainly shows initiative. Next question. How much do you think I would charge if I'd made this?
Well, if it took you even a fraction of the time it took me, I would say you could demand a heavy purse.
And who would be able to pay that? The butcher? The hunter? The cooks over at the inn? Dalamil is home to humble traders, not wealthy lords and ladies. Rule number 1 in any business, Sava. Know your customers.
That's true.
Yes, Forge Master.
Super true.
Just about possible. But only just. I'd say you're worth keeping around a little longer. Starting tomorrow, you'll have an anvil of your own.
I will. Thank you.
That's super cool. Blacksmithing is such a cool, like,
I was wondering,
practice.
what would you do if you were asked to forge a carving knife?
I'd do what I always do. Ask who it's for. If it was for the butcher, I'd make sure it holds an edge. For the hunter, I'd make it as tough as Titan. For the cook, light as a feather. And for the nobleman, I'd make it cost an absolute fortune.
There goes a master, all right.
It looks like congratulations are in order.
I couldn't have done it without you. So much for the Forge Master's riddle, though, eh? The spirit of Dalamil had nothing to do with limestone or anything much at all. Meaning, I had you run around for no good reason.
I mean,
Pass your test. That's all that matters. You'll have a forge of your own in no time.
it wasn't no good reason because you learned.
I'll craft you the finest carving knife you have ever seen.
I could use a fine carving knife. All right. Too bad I can't like inspect the knife on the table.
Town saying Master Lubor
Okay.
to be the new mayor. Well, there's no doubt.
And then we got something over here. Victor.
Still in Dalamil, Victor.
Ah, Sid.
I thought you'd have returned to Cosnis by now.
I did. Then I came back. I've developed something of a fondness for the place. And having worked so hard to see it saved from one fate, it would seem remiss to abandon it to another. A sentiment Master Lubor certainly isn't shy about exploiting. Hence my doing his bidding yet again.
You're not the only one.
What does he want you to do?
He asked for my aid in putting down the bandits, and he said that you might be able to help me find them.
Then you've come at just the right time. I was on my way to speak with Conrad about how to organize our forces. There are more camps in the vicinity than we can safely strike at once. But we must strike together, and we must strike soon at as many camps as we can.
Okay.
We can't give this league of theirs time to rally its forces.
All right. Which camp shall I take?
There's one upriver. Just out there, across the dunes.
Leave it with me.
Cool. All right. That works for me, man. Oh, and then I can just, because there's a connection there that I just haven't discovered. So I could just do that instead of,
Those ne'er-do-wells want to band together.
what's it called?
Come on. Faster.
Instead of fast traveling.
Time to fight.
Wild knack. You have a knack for not getting in my way. See what I did there? See? You saw it, right? You saw what I did there. Anyway.
That must be the camp Victor mentioned. Come on,
Bing,
then, Toggle.
bing. I like this backing track that we've got here. The piano is really nice.
The one who killed Locke and Fingers.
Did you just say Lock and Fingers? Are those really people's names? There's got to be more coming. Yeah. Yeah, I thought about using some more magic, but I was like, not really a point. When I can just do this. Okay, I was expecting one more thing of reinforcements. That's why I was holding on to those last two spells. But it worked out at the end. Sorry.
I better let Victor know.
Sid, where are you?
Oh.
Ah, I see the bandits didn't pose you any trouble.
No, but
That's not why you're here.
No. Something's happened.
What is it?
The whole town's in uproar. They're saying that Lubor is a bearer.
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits, as some of the children spotted, and when Lubor felled him with a bolt of magic and without a crystal.
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been hiding it all these years. Which is what people are saying. If he has, well, I wouldn't blame him. No man is branded by choice. Still, all those people see is a man who's lied to them all his life. One who has made a leader of himself when the world believed he should have been a slave.
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here. But I know
So
one
dumb.
thing. Lubor needs all the friends he can get right now.
You're right.
That's this whole bearer thing just makes me so angry. The whole like geopolitical thing that they do in this game.
And now everyone knows. I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. And when that occasion arose, I forgot to reach for it. Well, it was bound to come out sooner or later.
We're sorry, Lubor. We tried to keep running, but we just couldn't anymore.
There's nothing to be sorry for. I rather enjoyed playing the hero for once. All that matters to me is that you two are safe.
Look at him talking to his betters like it's nothing.
All lies, I'll
His
wager.
betters?
Just like the ones he fed us all these years.
You're not his betters.
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change them. We need to do something. And quickly. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them. Convince them that nothing has changed. That their enemy lies outside these walls, not within them.
You're right. We should speak to everyone.
I'm glad you agree. I'll handle the townsfolk. I'm a Dalmec born and bred. They listen to me. You head to the tavern. Make Conrad and Natalie remember who Lubor really is. They know that Lubor and I are friends. I might not make for the most impartial of interlocutors.
Interlocutor. That's a new name.
Randlar's League of Merchants, however, is a trusted and impartial mediator of note.
I'll do what I can. Lubor, stay here with the children. I can't promise anything, but we'll try.
And that is all I can ask of you.
Again, this whole idea of
Why are you taking the bearer's side, Victor?
they're betters when like they can cast magic without a stone. Like they can literally
And
take
we
you
fell
out.
for it. We followed him.
Forgive me for disturbing you, but could I have a moment of your time?
I've seen your face before.
As have I. Lord Underhill, wasn't it? Of the League of Merchants.
Yeah.
That's right. I wanted to speak to you about Lubor.
The rumors that he's a bearer. All true, I'm afraid.
And
You'll never be mayor now. Not if I have anything to do with it.
why?
What of his wares? Bearer or no, his steel is highly valued throughout the Republic. In this, at least, he's done the town a service. Might that not earn him a little leniency?
Leniency? He pretended to be one of us when he was laughing behind our backs all the while.
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to us. He lied to you. He cannot be trusted.
He
So what do you
protected
propose?
himself.
Will you drive him from his home? Close his forge?
Perhaps. That is a question for the people of Dalimil, and they will thank you not to get involved.
That's when we just prime into Ifrit and just tell them, you can all
Townsfolk have
suck
made
one.
their minds up. There was nothing I could do.
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie refuse to consider anything but their own wounded pride.
You never know. Once their anger is cooled, they might see things differently. For now, we should report back to Lubor.
All right.
Yeah, I don't see the point.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
I assume the situation is hopeless?
There's still hope. But
So dumb.
But perhaps not in this lifetime, I think it's fair to say.
You mustn't think like that, Lubor. Give them time. They'll come around. We'll talk some sense into them in the end. You'll see.
No, you won't. And your efforts would be better spent elsewhere.
But Lubor...
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie. That a blade is a reflection of the smith who forged it. To yourself be true. That was her point. Rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with a blade of her own making. But I do not doubt that she was always true to herself and what she believed in, right to the end. And so must I be. I must do what I know to be right, no matter what others might think of me.
And that's the right thing, but...
And now, I know what that is. I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people of Dalimil have something to unite against. For only united can they hope to stand against the threat that awaits them. I'll need to make a suitably dramatic exit, of course.
Don't go, Lubor. You're the only one who was ever kind to us. We'll be all alone. Again.
Trust me, little ones. It is for the best that I go. Not only for the town, but for you, too.
How could it possibly be for the best? These children need you. The least you can do is give the townspeople a chance to change their minds.
They would not take it, Victor. It's over.
Over, you say? And so just like that, you're going to throw this town and these children to the wolves?
Yeah.
I thought
pretty
you were
much
better than this. But it seems you had me fooled as well.
Victor.
Forget it. Do what you will.
You sure you're making the right choice, Lubor?
Of those available to me, I believe it's the best one. Yes. But
Sure.
where are my manners? Here. A reward for clearing out that bandit camp. Right then. I have packing to do.
If there's anything I can do. Anything.
I'll bear it in mind. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I still hate all of the geopolitical intrigue they tried to weave into this game because of the way it's woven into the game. It drives me absolutely mad.
Why didn't he tell us?
And I don't think that's supposed to be happening. So I'm just going to walk away from that one. At least we got one clip out of the stream. All right.
None of the stalls were plundered this time.
It's super depressing, honestly. You have someone who has more or less been the unofficial leader of commerce in your town and really brought things along, and now you find out that they're born with the ability to do magic, and that person is now no longer a reliable person to you, quote unquote, but instead is somehow the enemy because they kept their true nature a secret so that they wouldn't be ostracized and branded. It's just gross. And it makes me feel gross. Oh, does this not let you go up from it at all? That's unfortunate. Looks like I'm gonna have to fast travel anyway. Yeah. I guess we're fast traveling to the Crozet Echoes.
Come on.
Alright, I need to go this way. Oh. Is there anything over here? Like a mark? This big open area? Doesn't seem like it. Always worth checking. Oh, isn't this the other... I remember what quest this is from last week.
Surrounded.
Chocobo stomp. There you go, guys. Take this bomb out with the laser beam. Or try to. I feel like it was about to explode on me too. Like perfect timing. There's the item I came here for. The spherical echo.
That's all of them.
Cool. And now we can go to the next thing over here, which is actually, again, a quest that I skipped way a long time ago when we were running through here with Joshua on our way to meet with Yote. Sorry, nose was itching. Which I feel like I remember this quest. Feel not 100% on it. Let's see. I want to master a couple things, mainly this. Master the limit break. And master Giga Flare. I wish I liked this ability more, but I don't like using magic all that much. And then this ability was such a letdown because it doesn't activate when it hits an enemy. It has a specific range that it travels before it activates. Does Master do? I see. Oh, they killed a chocobo. And now we have 4 limit break cages. Alright, let's see what these guys want. Oh, it's just a single person. Hey, person.
You're injured. What happened here? Where are your comrades?
Ether flood up ahead. It swallowed our camp while we slept. My own men did this. Turned every last one of them. There's a village not far from here. Tabor. The people were kind to us. It's only a matter of time before...
True.
We can't let those monsters reach...
Okay, let's go save the peeps from the Aether Flood.
Rest well, so.
Time for bed. Alright. Let me go say goodnight to the kiddos. Not yours. So, not your business or problem.
You said the encampment was closed.
Oh, excuse me. It's still... Hmm. This is working fine though, right? Yeah. This isn't working correctly. But problem to solve another day, I suppose. What I want to know is my lighting is so weird today. Insofar as like the way it's working. It's too pale for me. Too pale, I would say. Like, I'm not tan by any means at the moment, but I'm not white sheetrock. Okay.
You're in time.
Come on. Come at me, broskies. I'm gonna stand here for a minute. Fine. Dang. Chocobo's tough, man. That is one tough bird.
Is someone there? Please, I can't move my leg.
That doesn't sound like an Akashic.
Over here. Empty shard. Where is he? He's over here. There you go. Hey, pal.
You're with the battalion?
I am. I heard the fighting. Are the others
taken care of?
Hmm.
One of your brothers in arms told me what happened and asked for help.
Another survivor? Where is he? Tell me.
His wounds were too deep.
You're the only one now, guy.
He was right to send you. Those things you slew are no longer my brothers. Tabor is safe thanks to you. Here, you've earned it.
Thank you, soldier. Thank you very much. I appreciate the reward.
Have we met?
You must have me confused with someone else.
Wait.
That scar, son of a whore. You're Sid. I was there.
in Kosnis when you killed my brothers. I was there in Rosalith when you killed my commander.
My war with Hugo Kupka is over. I bear no ill will toward those who followed him.
And what of my ill will? Coward! Draw your steel. Lord Kupka shall be avenged!
How about you, bud? Yeah.
Fine.
For Titan!
You're in no fit state to fight.
And this should be easy for you. Come on. Kill me!
For what? The sins of your master. You and I have no quarrel, and I will not strike a man who cannot defend himself.
No. I won't be deceived.
I mean, you were
Told us
deceived.
of your crimes, you are an outlaw. A murderer, not some...
Man. Like you or anyone else.
You were deceived for a long time.
But if you're not gonna kill me, then go. Leave! Just know that I will find you, Sid. Someday.
Man, I'm glad that Clive's got some morals, because I'd fry you where you stand, man. Straight up. And I would use Sid's I would use Titan's magic to do it. Sorry, not sorry. You guys gave me no end of problems back when Kupka was hunting us down. And for what? For what he thought was something we did, when in all actuality it was done by Odin, who did it using what was his name? Sleipnir? Whatever his name was. The guy that was just an Odin construct. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, you're dust. You were led by a man who was fueled by hatred against a person who really shouldn't have been. And for no reason other than his own issues.
Is there aught the Undying might assist you with this day?
Perhaps. My brother said that your order was helping him with his quest to uncover Ultima's origins. Have you learned anything of note since last we spoke?
Little and less, I regret to report.
I don't trust this guy.
Be assured, however, that we will not rest until the truth is known. Even now, our archaeologians scour ruins in every corner of the realm for traces of Ultima's touch.
Fallen ruins, I take it. Dating back as far as Phoenix Gate.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are oft sighted among the remnants of the fallen civilization.
Yeah.
As if protecting the secrets concealed within.
Secrets we'd see unearthed.
Should our methods be of interest, my lord, mayhap it would please you to observe some of our number at work.
Why not?
Would that be possible?
Of course. A survey is being conducted not far from here. Perchance you are familiar with Kretov, a small hamlet built around a fallen airship. I was due to visit my colleagues there to collect their preliminary findings. If you would consent to do so in my stead, I'm sure that they would be honored to relate any discoveries they have made to you directly.
Sounds good.
All right.
I'm done.
I'll go and meet with them.
They will be most gratified. Might I suggest you take the road through Titan's Wake? It will lead you straight to the village after but a short walk.
Thank you.
Okay.
I will.
I wish you a safe journey, my lord. May the Firebird's flames burn ever in your heart.
Thanks, brah. I know one of the quests in this little town involves like running around the town.
Sounds like another lost wing.
Sure it does.
The inhabitants
But
are
it
just as friendly.
involves like going around this very town where there's a bunch of tablets and stuff.
Who among you is bold enough to heed her call? Is that blade for hire, perchance? Because I have a mind to make a killing.
Figuratively, I hope.
Well, yes and no. A passing caravan carried with it a rumor most fortuitous for one in my trade, that an elder Dread Evis had been sighted in the fields of Carava.
Excuse me.
Dread Evis are aggressive beasts. Compelled as they are to acts of violence, few survive to maturity. But those that do develop a hide of phenomenal value.
A hide you want to sell?
Eventually, yes. Though I would have it tanned first that it might be crafted into marvels the likes of which the world has never seen. Dread Evis skin is a rare thing indeed. But the worked hide of a well-aged beast, now that would fetch such coin that Gilbert himself might weep with envy. Bring me that beast's skin, and I will share with you the bounty of our combined labors.
All right.
All right. I'll hunt your Evis.
Of course you will. When one lives in such troubled times, it is a fool who lets opportunity slip his grasp.
Considering you're not even giving a gold reward, I'm a fool anyway.
Once you reach the checkpoint at Tovany, you are a mere stone's throw from the fields of Carava. I eagerly await your safe and, above all, triumphant.
Okay. Yeah, there's no gold reward for this. Feel like I'm gonna get a little scammed. What I feel. Okay, 2 things there in places we haven't been. Well, that's cool. And then this quest, the carved in stone, is the one that just sends us around to all the different tablets. I'm good on healing items. I guess I just never talked to that merchant before, which is why I hit the little
Careful
icon.
how you pack that leather. Any crystals.
Yo.
No one was paying me the slightest heed.
Is something wrong?
At the university, the students would hang on my every word. Sadly, this far from home, I'm just a vagrant graybeard.
Yeah, pretty much.
University? You're a scholar.
In my heyday, no obstacle could have kept me from my studies. Yet here I am, a wizened windbag, bested by the many steps of Tabor. The answers I seek lying just beyond my enfeebled reach. Would you do an old man a kindness and brave the stairs in my stead? You'll be amply rewarded, of course.
Climb the
You might learn something.
And memorize a few inscriptions for me. Assuming you know your letters, that is. Some courteous soul is rumored to have carved clues to Tabor's rich history into stones dotted about the village. 3 of them, to be precise. I'm here in namely, the otherwise undocumented origins of Tabor's unique people. People quite unlike those of neighboring lands.
I can't promise I'll remember everything perfectly.
Remember what you can. I'll piece together the rest. Make for the domed pavilions, and you'll have no trouble finding the stones.
All right. And look, he's paying us. This guy's paying us more than the guy that wants us to risk our life. All we're doing is running around reading some tablets. Cheese. Cheese and rice. All right. Guardians of the Crystal, the first stones of Tabor, sacred hold thy noble blood, till ends the mother's labor. Okay.
No history would be complete without mention of the mother crystals.
Of course.
So it's these stones to Canva, and the rest of the boxes to Dallas.
Canver's gone, so you might want to take all those boxes to Dalamil.
Have you noticed the elder has been coughing less of late?
That's all I'm gonna say. Wanderers of the Golden Plains, lay your roots in stone. With pride recall thy noble past and make these rocks a home.
What golden plains might the wanderers have called home, I wonder?
Mummy made a pottage from it.
Sounds delicious.
Oh, hey, bud. I'm just going to take this from right next to you. Thanks. Soldier's like, not my box. Not my box, not my problem. Children of the hunters, now tillers of the land, reap her promised blessing and give praise her gracious hand.
Farmers must have settled here in Tabor.
Maybe.
I should speak to the old scholar before I forget everything I've read.
Oh, he's right here. I was like, I'll warp to him, but...
The engravings are in good repair considering their age.
Oh, what that I could have seen for myself. Oh, come, don't tease me now. What did you learn of this place and its people? Let's start with the engraving to the south, shall we? What did it say?
Guardians of the Crystal, the first stones of Tabor. Sacred hold thy noble blood, till ends the mother's labor. I'm pretty sure that was it.
Fascinating. It would seem the founders of this city were descendants of those fallen charged with protecting the mother crystals.
Maybe.
But whatever could have driven the Guardians so far from their sacred charges, I wonder. The engraving to the north is next, I think.
Golden
Wanderers of the
Plains.
Golden Plains, lay your roots in stone. With pride recall thy noble past, and make these rocks a home. Or, I think that was it, at least.
No doubt you're right. There are vestiges of nomadic customs in Tabor its guardian roots could never account for. This is proving most enlightening. Now, for the final stone.
Final stone. It was the tillers
Children
one.
of the hunters, now tillers of the land, reap her promised blessing and give praise her gracious hand. That's all three.
And so, we add primitive farmers to Tabor's founding peoples, the final piece of the puzzle.
There you go.
3 engravings, one for each of the 3 peoples to have settled Tabor in ancient times. Guardians of the Mother Crystal, wanderers from across the plains, and last but certainly not least, hunters turned farmers. Little wonder it was so difficult to trace the roots of Tabor's culture.
Because they're from many different people.
Through 3 distinct traditions. Nonetheless, one cannot help but wonder why this fact is not better known among scholars, given that the stones stand here for all to see.
Too many stairs, perhaps.
Too many by far. Here, and thank you.
You. Alright. Another one complete. Let's try to do a little bit more here. Because I want to go check this area out.
Careful how you pack that leather. Any creases or scratches will bring down the price.
Well, let me jump. I want to go to the left, and then I want to make a right at the fork in the road. Well, I'm coming from a fork, so I want to make a right when able.
This is no time to ride.
Says you. So turn here. Yeah.
Run like the wind.
And let's go see this big open area that I'm assuming is going to be here. Considering that Avis we're supposed to hunt is supposed to be in the middle of a field. Hey guys. Later. Oh yeah. I know where we are. In fact, I feel like I even fought this Avis in the other save before we restarted the game. I also feel like there's an obelisk somewhere in this field that you can quick travel to. Let's worry about the Evis first.
Old he may be, but it looks like there's still plenty of fight in him yet.
Perfect. Dead. Perfect. That's how we want things to go.
Nice. The sooner it's off my hands, the better.
Not 100%. I feel like I see a glow over here that would indicate the presence of an obelisk. It's really hard to tell from far away. Okay. Not quite. There's something over there, but... Oh. We found a mark. Red Comet. The red chocobo.
That's like no chocobo I've ever seen. Something tells me it won't be easily broken.
Oof. Yeah, I remember this fight as well. We did this before we restarted. Yeah, no, I remember this because like I freaked out when I saw it because I was like, oh, it's like the red chocobo from Final Fantasy XIV that like instills fear in everybody. Doesn't look like you have a stagger bar, so I'm just using these off of cooldown since that's the smart way to go about this. Coco Meteor Rain.
Nice try.
Here, let's do this. I mean, this is an easy enough mark. Alright. Lots of money, too. 17k for taking that one out.
Poor beast. There was nothing I could do.
I mean... I wouldn't say there was nothing, but it was definitely not. Let's go fight the thing for the fun of it. Is this another elite mark over here? Nope. Yeah, I just want to run around this area for a short second and see if there is, in fact, an obelisk or not. That's all I'm looking for. Obelisk for us to quick travel to in the future. Another panther. Something shiny back here. 3 desert roses. All right. Dun, dun, dun. Bam, 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 bam. What's this little area? This little carved out ruin of a town. Up. Hello. Another notorious mark. That's a big axe. The 10 of clubs, rank B. Okay.
Not the god's forsaken soul, eh? Only those who have nothing. So empty your pockets.
That Bahamut ability is like so good at what's it called? Getting rid of their endurance bar, whatever you want to call it. Hard for me to do much more damage than that unless I'm like limit breaking at the same time. That was luck more than anything that I happened to be underneath the height of his axe on the second swing. Here, let's just finish you off with this. Wow. Really. Surprised that we didn't take him out, honestly. Scarletite.
A deserter turned outlaw. We were more similar than he knew.
True. Actually, very close origin story to our own. But with that, I think we're gonna call it an end here. It's a couple minutes early, but it's a 2-hour gameplay segment. And I want to get ready to get some other stuff done before I go to bed. So we'll be back on Thursday for some... What are we playing on Thursday? Thursday's me and you. So what are we playing? Yeah, we'll be back on Thursday for either some World of Warcraft or some Warframe. We'll just see how the rest of this week goes and see where we are on Thursday for what we need to do. But we'll catch you on that one. Until then, take care of yourselves. Have an amazing Wednesday and catch you on Thursday.